Hi and welcome to episode 10 of the eTravel Weekly Show from virtualmissfriday.com. I'm Michelle Dale and this is a show dedicated to virtual assistants and digital nomads from around the globe. In this week's show, we're going to be looking at 3 fast, easy steps for handing over to your new virtual assistant on the VMF blog. We're also going to announce the latest visa tutorial, which is making collaborative creative tasks easy using a design board. And then we're going to go into my top 3 eTravel Weekly discoveries. Mother of 3 takes the kids around Europe, and I'll give you 3 guesses on who that is. 23 things people who love their lives are doing differently, and 8 ways to improve customer relationships with social media. Before we start the show, I want to make a quick announcement that this is the last eTravel Weekly show, just temporarily for a little while. We're going to be back at the beginning of August with another new episode, but I'm taking a little bit of time off, just a few weeks. Because of this, this is the reality of my situation right now. I'm currently 38 weeks pregnant, and I wanted to, keep it real and show you what's going on with me. It's actually really difficult for me to sit in a desk for any period of time right now. I have a baby that I'm carrying, just one, even though it looks like 2 in the picture. I am carrying just one baby, but it's predicted to be a very big baby, and I'm already starting to see early signs of labor. So just in case I have to sort of drop everything and go, I've decided to take these next 4 weeks and just kind of concentrate on being pregnant. It's currently 30-degree heat here on the island of Crete in Greece. You can probably see from the right-hand picture that my ankles and my feet are extremely swollen. So I have to keep them up as much as possible in order for the swelling to go down. And I'm having a little bit of a difficult time. So this is why I'm finishing slightly earlier than I first anticipated. But I promise you I will be back in early August. So let's get started with the show. So on the blog this week, I was actually talking to somebody on one of the coaching calls from the VA Passport, and she was talking about expanding a business and finding that it was a little bit of a struggle in terms of handing over to another virtual assistant, because what we tend to do is we tend to make ourselves incredibly available for people, which is good, but then what happens is our own productivity kind of goes out the window because we're just constantly asking questions and helping people out. So what I did is I gave this person some advice, and I've also wanted to share this with you on the blog. She was really pleased with the advice. She implemented it. It's working really well for her. This is something that we've been doing inside Virtual Miss Friday as well, through working with other team members in Virtual Miss Friday and also with clients. So it's basically a 3-step plan for handing over to your virtual assistant. There's a little bit of prep work involved, but once you've done the prep work, you can start the 3-step plan. There's 3 elements to it, which involves a scheduling of tasks on a calendar, a handover document that your VA will need to give to you on a daily basis, most likely in the early stages, but it could, whittle down and reduce to maybe once a week eventually. And then basically you respond on the handover document. So everything is on the blog post, and I've also gone through things like if you have time-sensitive responses and things like that. So if you're thinking of hiring a virtual assistant, if you're thinking of bringing a team member on, or you're struggling at the moment with handing over for clients, or you want to give your clients a little bit of guidance on the best practices in order for them to hand over to you and start delegating, then this is a really, really, really good post to read, because it's going to cut that time to a fraction and it's going to keep everything very easily and sorted for you. So hope you enjoyed this week's blog post. Next, I've published the visa tutorial a little bit early for you this month. Usually it goes live around mid-month in the VA Passport members area at thevapassport.com. But due to my current situation, which I've just explained to you, I'm posting the visa tutorial a little bit early this month. So you've got it nice and early for the month ahead. It's called Making Collaborative Creative Tasks Easy Using a Design Board. So this is something that we do in VMF. It's also something that I've been teaching inside my creative course as well. If you haven't signed up for that yet, you can go to thevaroadmap.com and check out the creative services course called the VA Creator. And basically what it is if you do any kind of design work for your clients, graphics or websites or brochures or anything like that, this tip is really, really going to make it easy for you guys, you and your client, and also anybody who works with you on your team, to collaborate over creative tasks and to make them super easy, because sometimes it's really hard to get inside people's heads. You know, if you're asking what people like and then they sending you links and things like that. But this is a way that you can get everything focused in one place. They can write their comments, specific things they like, etc. And then you can go away and take that and hand it to your designer, or you can do it yourself if you are the designer. So take a look at this month's visa tutorial inside thevapassport.com, which is making collaborative creative tasks easy using a design board. Moving on now to my top 3 eTravel weekly discoveries. I'm so excited about this one. You cannot imagine. I'm having a really tough time at work with the baby and everything and being uncomfortable. And when this came through this week, I was just so delighted. It made up for it. It's an interview that I did with Yarrow, and I've been desperate to tell you guys about this. Yarrow Starrick is one of the very first entrepreneurs that I ever followed online, that I took his advice from. Back in 2011, I took his blog mastermind course and his membership mastermind course, and from there basically the VA roadmap was born, and also my blog was born. I wasn't blogging before then. I didn't really know what to do. I was just doing the VA side of things, and this basically takes you, this interview takes you on a journey. He interviewed me on the journey about how I went from just nothing to starting to travel, to becoming a virtual assistant, to then having met my husband and then having 2 children, and obviously now 3, and building my business up throughout the course. And it goes into real specific things about, that journey and how I did it through using his program. So it's on entrepreneurs-journey.com, and it's titled Michelle Dale, mother of 3, takes her kids around Europe on a 10-year laptop lifestyle trip thanks to her 30K a month online business. I have to mention this because it's really funny. He's mentioned that I'm a high school dropout in here. Hang on a minute, let me just scroll down. I didn't go on to further education, but I did finish my basic education. Just in case you were wondering. I did finish basic schooling, but that's about it. I didn't do anything else after that, other than kind of drift around for a while. But that's me with my 2 kids, and obviously you're going to be seeing number 3 really soon after she's born, mid-month. So check out that. It's an interview. It's about an hour long. If you want to download it, there's also a transcription. But I think it's probably, if you're interested in travel, lifestyle, traveling with a business, and certainly with children as well, then I think you'll find that one really, really interesting. Next, I've got something a little bit lighthearted for you. It's a blog post that I was reading on Mark and Angel Hack Life. If you haven't heard of this blog before, you should really go and subscribe, because there's so many really lovely posts that they write, and kind of motivational and inspirational, and I enjoy reading their posts. And there was one that came through this week called 23 Things People Who Love Their Lives Are Doing Differently. Now, some of these things you probably will already know, but there was one that really stood out for me that I wanted to share with you, because I do think it's really related to business and, working with clients, especially as a virtual assistant. And it was this. It's about, let me show you. Proving yourself to other people. It's basically saying that things that people who love their lives are doing differently is they prove themselves to themselves and not to others. And this is a really, really big takeaway. A lot of the VAs that I coach and that I work with often feel at times that their clients are the ones that are responsible for giving them a kind of low self-esteem, or the people around them are giving them a low self-esteem, saying that what they're doing isn't valuable or it's crazy a little bit or whatever. But really, the only person that you ever have to prove yourself to is yourself. And once you realize that and you're on board with that, you know, everything just flows much better. So if you find yourself constantly trying to prove your worth to someone else, and we do this a lot, especially when we're starting something new which is slightly alien to other people that they don't understand, then you've already forgotten your value, and don't do that to yourself. Just remember your own value and your own worth. I've even come across it myself, and I do, you know, several times think to myself, oh, you know, I really should be charging for this. Why aren't I charging for it? You know, maybe I don't value myself enough. And a lot of the times, you know, when you're building a business and you're going through the motions, and people are often, you know, wondering what the heck you're doing, and that, you know, not valuing what you do themselves, that's their problem. You know, you have to value yourself and you have to value what you do. And that is the most important thing. So check out that post, because I thought that was a really good takeaway. But there's a whole 23 of those. And, you know, it's really good to get you in the right mindset and, you know, just thinking in a positive direction. And finally, on Social Media Examiner, which is my favoritist site for social media advice and support in terms of blogging, there is a post called 8 Ways to Improve Customer Relationships with Social Media. This is a really, really excellent post. It gives you lots of pointers and tips, because social media is, you know, it's kind of saturated with the automated stuff right now. So really getting personal in terms of customer relationships is a good idea on social media. And there was one here that really stood out to me, number 4 on the list, is to say thank you. And I actually wanted to take this as an opportunity to say thank you to you for subscribing to my show and listening to my weekly episodes and supporting me throughout my journey as a virtual assistant. And I just hope that, you know, I can get to know you better and support you through your journey. So I hope this helps. As always, I welcome your comments on the blog post. I welcome your comments on YouTube. And if you want to email me directly, you are also more than welcome, and connect with me through social media. So I hope this helps, and I'll see you back in early August with hopefully a baby that has revealed herself to the world for the next episode of eTravel Weekly. Take care, and until then, see you soon.
Thank you so much for listening to this show. For more eTravel Weekly episodes, you can sign up for a free digital backpack at www.e-travelweekly.com, where I post the video, audio, and newsletter, plus all the links featured inside this week's show. You can also subscribe via YouTube at michelleonyoutube.me or via iTunes at michelleonitunes.me.